Good day, this is Shauna Casey, and welcome to this SOS Solutions webcast, The Professionals Beyond Resources. As this webcast is dealing with SOS products and services, no continuing education credit is available for attending. Due to the large number of attendees, no conference call service is available for this webcast. The sound will broadcast through your computer speakers. However, if you wish to ask a question at any time during the presentation, please feel free to type it into the questions and answers panel of your GoTo webcast console, and we will do our best to answer them as they come in. Any questions that we don't get a chance to address during the webcast, we will follow up with afterwards in an email. This morning we sent an email with a link to the presentation materials to everyone that registered as of 10 a.m. Pacific this morning. You can also find the link to the materials under the Event Resources tab on your GoTo webcast console. This session will also be recorded, and we will send a link to the recording and materials in the next day or two. I hope that all of you are familiar with Stock and Options Solutions, or SOS as we are more commonly known. For those of you who are not, SOS is a leading stock administration, staffing, consulting, and outsourcing firm within the equity compensation marketplace. SOS provides interim and permanent placement, expert project resources, and total outsourcing solutions. To learn more, you can visit us online at www.sos-team.com or call us at 408-979-8700. Next, I'd like to introduce you to our speaker for today's session. We are pleased to have Julie Kenya on the panel today. Julie began working in equity compensation in 1993, managing the AT&T Long-Term Incentive Program. She led the stock administration team during AT&T's challenging years of corporate actions up through the final acquisition of AT&T Corp by SBC Communications. Julie joined the team here at SOS in 2006 and has been assisting clients with an extensive array of projects, including mergers, acquisitions, spin-offs, stock option exchanges and repricings, conversions, vendor searches, stock plan best practice reviews, training, day-to-day administration, and accounting-related reconciliations. Julie became a certified equity professional in 2008 and is a member of the professional group here at SOS. Next is our standard disclaimer slide. We'd like to remind you to consult your own advisors before making any changes. As I mentioned, the materials are available on our website, and here again is the link. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and I'll turn this presentation over to Julie, who will introduce our topic and cover the agenda. Thank you.
Thanks, Shauna. Well, as Shauna read my bio, I realized that I don't need to do the presentation because she just gave you the whole scoop, basically, in everything I've done in my career. So today the agenda is going to be short. We have what are SOS Professional Resources, as we refer to them. Who are we? How can we help you? And how you can learn more. So what are SOS Professional Resources? We are a resource or a set of resources for our clients who are in need of those special things like advisory guidance, compliance expertise, special projects, things that aren't part of your normal day-to-day activity. As you heard Shauna describe my life in equity, you name it, I've done it, and so has the team here at SOS. We have quite an array of individuals that have touched just about anything special to do with equity. We combine all of our expertise and our data expertise with our industry knowledge to deliver solutions to clients on any special or new event related to stock plan and services. We improve the accuracy and the efficiency across all areas of equity plans, and with that we can come on board and jump in and help you figure out what's right or wrong within your programs. And who are we? We are specialized equity consultants We have, as you heard, I've been in the industry since 1993. Between the 4 or 5 people that we have designated to this team currently, in addition to others that we bring in around SOS, we probably have in the neighborhood of over 100 years of expertise. And we are certified equity professionals. We've been expert speakers in the industry, NASPP conferences, national, local chapter meetings, vendor symposiums, the CEPI. We've covered it all. We have an array of equity software knowledge with a variety of the systems. We're not just focused on one particular system. We touch all of them, and if we don't have that individual or precise experience on our team, we have background in SOS that we can pull from and resources within SOS outside of the professional resources that can help us in understanding system nuances and help with your projects. So we have an extensive amount of experience, and as I said earlier, we've pretty much done it all, touched just about everything. So how could we help you? Where can we help you? We typically see, or lately we've been typically seeing the corporate actions as being a hot spot. Corporate actions meaning a company might be going from private into public with an IPO. Tender offers are always big. Tender offer is, for those of you who aren't familiar with one, would like to refer to those as an option exchange, where you're taking away a stock option, for instance, and going to issue employees a restricted stock unit award in place of those. Those are tender offers. Very extensive work goes into those. And again, we have an array of individuals who have worked on those over the many, many years of our tenure and are familiar with all of the project management and final product that must be delivered to the employees on those. Spin-offs, mergers, and acquisitions, always, always, always a lot of work. Stock splits, same thing, a lot of work, a little bit of time to do them. So we come on board, we can help with the project management of those programs or actions. We help with communication material and deliveries. We've seen it. We've been there before. We can give you some key information about what we've seen work and what hasn't worked. We also have the ability to do the actual adjustments to the equity within the individual equity platforms. That's particularly important in any one of these 3 projects, a tender offer, a spin-off, or stock split. There are specific ways that equity has to be adjusted in those events, and we are familiar with how the platforms actually make those adjustments and what are some of the things that might have to be done outside of a platform and brought back in, some of the tricky nuances. One thing that we see a lot now is the being able to identify what's truly unvested versus vested when we're talking about the equity adjustments in a merger or an acquisition. There's accounting-related adjustments and modifications as well as reconciliations that go into every one of those corporate actions that we also are able to handle for you. What happened, what did I have before, what do I have after, and is it making sense? Is there incremental expense as a result of the individual transaction? Not all spin-offs, mergers, or acquisitions are the same, and everyone can have its own little twist and turn. It also involves understanding how to adjust your equity as it is related to the actual merger agreement. What's being converted for the individual? Are they receiving a basket, or are they receiving concentration in their awards? And every one of those is a little bit different and requires a little bit more expertise in understanding how to make that happen. And that's where we can come in. We also work on analysis and recommendations. We like to call them the A&Rs. We come in either on-site or we can do it remotely. We review your current practices, processes, documentation, or maybe lack thereof, plans, agreement forms, and then we will analyze what we see. We will sit down and have meetings with your teams, understand how things are actually transitioning from group to group, person to person, and we'll provide you with an improvement plan as we see any gaps in those processes. And we can assist with those improvements as well. Maybe that involves finding a new vendor or actually moving your data from a spreadsheet into a vendor platform that's more efficient for you. And to that, we would also be able to assist you with the vendor searches. Those can be time-consuming, and again, you don't necessarily have time in your day-to-day activities to fit this into the plan. We can come in and give you an idea of what's out there that could meet your needs based on your current equity plan and what your future equity plans may be. We can prepare the RFP or the request for proposal for the vendors and analyze their hundreds and hundreds of pages of responses and give you our recommendations as it meets your needs. And then we can assist you with the movement to that new vendor or the implementation of your data, as I said, from a spreadsheet to a vendor after we've determined who that right vendor might be, or maybe helped you with understanding some of the processes that the vendor might be asking of you during that movement. We also can help you with process, procedures, documentation. We call that a P&P. And after we've come in to do an analysis, a recommendation, and sometimes a vendor search, we actually are able to come back to you with a more detailed approach about how to handle your day-to-day activity. It's usually in conjunction with one of those processes, the A&R or the vendor search. We'll come in and do the P&P. It's not uncommon for us to find that there's some real big gaps in your current procedures, and we'll help you to document all those in a new direction, help you to get through your day-to-day activity more cleanly and hopefully more efficiently. We also have been involved with new plan review and rollouts. It's unfortunate that we will see a plan that has been approved by a client and the rollout begins and we find out that the plan was poorly designed or had some features in it that just don't make sense. Maybe they're obsolete, maybe they're very cumbersome, and it creates quite a challenge for the stock administration team as well as the accounting teams to manage those plans. And we have been brought in a number of times to review plans in the early stages where we can make a suggestion or potentially an amendment or a change to something that's been previously approved. One of the big things that we've seen in the last couple of years were ESPP plans that were beginning to be rolled out, where companies were beginning to think about implementing an ESPP, and they think that their plan is great. It's offering employees a lot of choice. A lot of choice means modification many times in accounting, and so they become a very costly plan to the company and very difficult for the employees to understand. So we can usually point those out ahead of time and make you aware of where some of those challenges will be so that you'll be prepared for those and maybe if there is time, make adjustments where necessary. Communication and training, we can help with either a participant level or at a stock administration level. We do this either through on-sites or the best we find is Webcast, and that way they can be recorded so that you have them for future meetings. We can set those up with you and help you to reutilize those training materials as you need them. This is very important. Communication and training we find is important when we're going through corporate transactions because while everybody knows what's happening, the employees don't necessarily know what's happening to their equity. Even at the ESPP level, sometimes it's not clear. And so we can help you with those communications and getting that information out to your employees, as well as training the stock plan administration team on what everything means and what it means for them going forward. We also have process automations that we've been involved in. This includes automating your payroll and HR data feeds, vendor feeds, inputs, exports for your demographics, your tax information. We can assist with that and make your life a little bit easier so that you're not doing Excel spreadsheets every day and having to upload those. Accounting requirements, we get involved in that from time to time. We are asked to take a look at DTA balances, forfeiture rate analysis, volatility, and we do in fact at this point have a couple of applications that SOS has developed to help with peer group volatility and DTA balance work that we are able to utilize and help you through that process. Forfeiture rates, we typically have been involved in helping you analyze what you're currently using, whether or not that makes sense, and whether or not you need to move in a different direction. We can help with modification accounting and non-employee accounting. In the world of equity, those two usually involve some sort of a spreadsheet. Sometimes we see that they're not designed effectively and don't necessarily capture all the aspects that are needed in a modification or non-employee accounting tracking. So we can assist with that. ESPP expensing and modifications, again, that's something that we have developed an application for, and we can help you understand whether or not your plan requires modification expensing, and if so, how to actually make that happen. We get involved in data conversions. Once you've decided that you've got some gaps in your processes, or maybe you're changing your equity plans, and your current vendor isn't able to handle what you're going to be doing in the future. It's not uncommon for that to happen, and we see that clients will require a vendor search and then decide to move their data from one space to another, or again from a spreadsheet into a vendor for the first time. We can assist with those, and we've done many of those over the years. Proxy reporting, not a favorite of many out there in the world. There's a few people that love proxy reporting. We can assist with that as well. There are some tricks to that, and you've got to make sure that you know all of the current rules and regulations to make that happen. Beck and call arrangements, that basically is an arrangement where we are brought in as you need us. You don't have a full stock admin team with a lot of experience. You're not sure if you're heading in the right direction. And maybe you just have some things that you want to feel comfortable coming to us for some help and guidance on. We can set those arrangements up and help you get through some of that day-to-day or just those unusual questions that you have. An expert resource for you for those unfamiliar equity issues. You've gotten word from the top down that you're going to be offering performance grants and you're not really sure what that means in your system. We can help with that. The ESPP questions tend to be a real big one in our world. Not sure how to make the rollover happen because your plan allows for a rollover. We can help with those. So those are some of the items. Actually, that's a lot of the items that our team can provide to you. I hope this helps to answer questions for you. And if you have any further questions, or if you want to learn more about what we can do here with our professional resources for you, you can contact our sales team, and we have a little contact information sheet here. Scott McDonald, the Sales and Marketing Director, can assist you with any questions that you might have. And I'm going to turn it back to Shauna to close us.
Great. Thank you so much, Julie. I just want to also thank all of you for attending today's Solutions webcast. Please do look for an email in the next few days with links to the recording and materials. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Julie, myself, or Scott McDonald. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.